Hello, in this tech talk I would like to look at some of the new capabilities introduced with the Inquire cursor with ERDAS Imagine 2018. The Inquire cursor has been enhanced in three main areas. It's been embedded into the ribbon interface, which helps with dialogues not disappearing behind windows. But perhaps more importantly, a couple of capabilities. It will now report actual values for preview and image chain layers. So when you're previewing spatial model results on the fly, you can see the values. And also it'll display neighbouring pixel values. You can see an array, a moving window of pixel values around the actual Inquire cursor location. So let's go ahead and see how to use these new capabilities. So let's start off by displaying some imagery. We'll come up to the File Chooser icon. Navigate to the directory where our data is. Click on the first of three images just by simply left clicking on the first image. We'll shift left click on the last image in the directory, which basically selects all files between those 2 points, and we can click OK, and that will display all three layers into the 2D view. In the table of contents, let's go ahead and drag the multispectral image to the top of the stack, and we'll put the National Elevation Data DEM on the bottom of the stack. We'll go ahead and in the Home tab, Extent group, click on Fit to Frame, so we can see all three datasets layered in the viewer at one time. I'll use the mouse wheel just to go ahead and zoom in on a particular location. Now let's go ahead and start the Inquire cursor, which is the same as it used to be in previous versions. Come up here on the Home tab, Information Group, Inquire button, or it's also available in the Smart Control. Click up here, and this has started the Inquire cursor, and you'll note now rather than bringing up a floating dialog, we have a new Inquire tab with the information embedded onto this tab about the geographic location of the Inquire cursor in the screen, if a DEM is available, the height, and most importantly down here the embedded cell array panel shows me the digital number, the DN values at this particular location. So at the moment the top layer is the multispectral image. It's the active layer in the table of contents at the left. So the cell array is showing me the information for that particular file. I've got 4 layers, 4 bands of information displayed in the cell array, even though only 3 bands are displayed in the 2D view. We can click on a different layer in the table of contents and make it the active layer, and you'll see the cell array switches to showing me information at this particular location from that file source instead. Something we can now do in 2018 is go ahead and click in the View group, Show All Layers. Now you'll see for any particular location where we drag and drop the Inquire cursor, the cell array is showing me information from all the data sources that are currently displayed in the 2D view. The 4 bands of multispectral, the land use, land cover layer, and the digital elevation model all are showing DN values and other information at that particular location. So that's one of the new capabilities. We'll go ahead and close the Inquire cursor and clear the contents of the view. So next, let's take a look at how the Inquire cursor now works with previews and image chains. Let's go ahead and on the Raster tab, look under Unsupervised Indices. We're going to go ahead and select the same multispectral image as we looked at previously. I'm going to add it into the indices dialog, select NDVI and click View to basically go ahead and start a spatial model that's predefined for running an NDVI, normalized difference vegetation index, on that multispectral Iconos image. And we're going to go ahead and click preview. I'll bring up the model dialog, which we can just click OK, and in real time spatial model will go ahead and start showing results of calculating an NDVI. Let's left click in the title bar of the 2D view just to make sure it's the active view, and then come up here and start the Inquire cursor again. Now you can hopefully see down in the panel, if I move the Inquire cursor around and the file, we're actually getting the calculated results of the vegetation index in real time, even though I have not actually produced a file on disk. The spatial model is just going ahead and calculating both the display for the currently displayed extent and the values that are coming through into the Inquire cursor. Let's go ahead and close that out as well. We'll close the spatial model editor. We'll clear everything from the view for us. And finally, let's go ahead and take a look at the capability of looking at neighboring values. Click File, Open again. Go to my directory with my data, and this time we're going to select the land use, land cover data set. See the whole extent. We're going to go ahead and zoom in. Let's find a location with some mixed land cover classes. Zoom in quite a bit, and again we're going to come up and on the Home tab, Information Group, click Inquire, bring up our Inquire cursor. So make this a little bit bigger, and we'll drag our Inquire cursor down onto a location at the intersection of various classes. At the moment you can see in our cell array we only have the one pixel location being reported, class value of 21, which is cropland and pastureland. We want to show some of the neighboring values. So let me come up, and again on the Inquire tab, in the neighbors group, I'm going to click on Show Neighbor Values. Now you can see rather than a single value, I'm getting an array, a 3x3 region. The intersection of the green, the dark green center pixel, center cell is the pixel value actually being pointed to. So we're seeing DN values there. We're going to go ahead and nudge this up to a larger extent. And we're also in this particular pull down here, rather than the file value, the DN value from this layer, let's pull that list down and pick the actual land cover classification values. So now we can see the cursor, the pixel my cursor is actually pointing to is still cropland and pastureland, but you can also see the class names of the surrounding 7x7 or larger extent of neighborhood pixels as well. We'll go ahead and extend that a little bit further in extent. So there you have it, a few of the new capabilities with the embedded Inquire cursor available in Erdas Imagine 2018. So thank you for watching this Tech Talk. Hopefully it was useful for you. Please come back and review some of the other e-training Tech Talk videos, and stay safe.